Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Wanted to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video, and we'll talk soon.
Well, hey family. Happy Friday. This is Darlene. I am back home and I am getting ready to get busy. I've changed my clothes. I'm in my raggedy. Oh, you can see all my arm out. I'm in my raggedy work clothes because I'm getting ready to be messing with the paint and doing some other stuff. So I got 240 beads that I need to paint. These are the 25 millimeters. So these, I'm going to try to get these painted up. It's 240 of them. I'm going to try to get these painted up before tomorrow evening so I could have a bunch of different designs on the website. And I actually just got in another really large batch of 20 millimeter beads because my plan is to have like this really good healthy designer bead sale for Black Friday of this year. So you know that don't happen until November. But if God says the same, I am going to be prepping for that to do like a Black Friday sale for the designer beads, and I'm stacking up, just kind of stacking up on those. I got a whole bunch of them. My plan is to take that 3 months and really just work on painting beads and coming up like with some really wicked designs and really pretty and all kind of bright colors and all kind of stuff. And, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've been doing a little research on a couple of things and stuff. So I'm trying to, not trying, but I am prepping for that for November. And it sounds like it's a long time off, but it's really not, because if you think about it, we're already in the middle of July, right? We're in the middle of July. It's July 11th already, and we were just, well, people was just celebrating July 4th. I don't be celebrating the holidays like that and stuff, but people were just celebrating July 4th and all that good stuff and eating barbecue and all that good stuff, and it's already July 11th, right? So Monday it'll be July 14th, so that's half of the month already gone. So when we look up again, you best believe if God says the same, we will literally be in the month of November, celebrating Thanksgiving, and not soon after it will be Christmas. But I am getting ready to work on a necklace. This necklace, the pendant, is a pendant that I put together. And I'm always trying to just put together something that's vintage and kind of rustic and old looking and kind of charm and whatever I'll be trying to come up with, right? So this is what I did. This pendant was literally this earring, and this was a pair of earrings that I had bought, and this is on the front of it. But I was like, you know what, I could, because I didn't wear the earrings. I was like, you could tell this one is still brand new. I just took the ear wire off, and I will probably paint this one too. So what I did is painted this part black, and that I painted this part black on this one. And I said, you know what? I could do something to this. I could take the pendant and add something on it. And then I took some little metal charms and went ahead and glued those on there, and one of the little charm cassette players, just to give it a kind of retro vintage type look. And with this wire, I did this purposely up here to try to make it look recycled, like old and used and, that type of thing. And I don't think people really, like a potential customer, I don't think that they really get the gist of what it is that, especially if you're making something, it looks vintage, it looks old, it may look like it's defected or something like this, kind of like what this does, but this was on purpose. I did this on purpose. And my thing is, if I do enough pieces like this on purpose, and everything is, it's high quality, it's made with quality, but yet you may see something like this, people will begin to understand, oh, okay, she's purposely doing that. Yeah, because I'm purposely doing that because I want it to look vintage or old or used or whatever, yet I am still making it with quality. I am still making it with integrity and quality. That's the whole thing about it, because when you look at everything else is well put together. But up here, I did that on purpose. But anyway, this is going to be the pendant. These are going to be some of the beads. Oh, this is turning. Hold on. This is going to be beads I'm going to use. So we got some 30 millimeters, some big ones. I think I may have used some of these beads before. I am not really sure, but these are 30 millimeters. And then we got some 20 millimeters in here. So we got some polka dots right here. And then we got these other little white with purple and whatever other color I got on here. So we got these. And my thing is, I'm going to go ahead and mix these in together. And I'm going to use some other stuff here on the table. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So we got our wire. And remember, I always use 18 gauge wire. People kind of ask me that, why do you use 18 gauge wire? I use 18 gauge wire because it's flexible. It's sturdy and it's flexible. I do know that people will use I forget what that wire is called. It's some type of flex wire or something where when you close it on the end, you use some type of clamps or something to close it down with. Even when I started making necklaces, I didn't use that. To me, it just never seemed sturdy. And when I make stuff, I do want it to be sturdy. And then also for this video, I am going to put something on top of this. I don't know if it's going to be music or if it's going to be one of my presentations. It's going to be something because I'm getting ready to listen to, there's an audiobook that my niece suggested to me that I listen to. So I'm getting ready to listen to that while I work. My whole objective is, or my goal is, to just take today, Friday, Saturday. I don't plan on going anywhere Saturday. If I gotta go out tomorrow, Saturday, it might be to Albertsons to get some fruit or something like that, only because I don't want to pay DoorDash. I might do that. Other than that, my plan is to just be at home, to work all through this evening, work all through tomorrow, Saturday. If God says the same, get up on Sunday, go to worship service, do my whole thing, like everything I'm gonna do on Sunday, and then whatever else goes with it. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna be quiet now, and I am going to put on something. It might be music, it might be a presentation, whatever it is. Let's see. Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Let's talk about some stuff. I do some private label or private branding opportunities with two customers that buy from me on fair.com. And I was like, you know what? This is what I already do. So let me do a video to let others know that this is an opportunity that can be offered to businesses, private labeling. So the video is about private branding for jewelry lines, a strategic growth opportunity. Of course, it's me, Darlene Knight, Jewelry by BDK, presenter. And who is this for? It's for jewelry makers, creatives, and small business owners ready to scale their businesses. And a lot of people are wanting to scale their business, their handmade jewelry business. It could be candles, it could be dolls that people make. It's just like anything that this is not specifically just for jewelry. These private branding opportunities can be offered for just about anything that you create, and they are offered all around the world. Like just about any product that you can think of is offered as a private branding opportunity, for those who want to take advantage of it. The goal: learn how to create, package, and offer private branded jewelry products to retailers, influencers, boutique owners, and everyday hustlers. We all know an everyday hustler. We know an everyday hustler that can do anything you give them. And by the end of the day, they've been sold that and they are bringing you some money. Okay, so we all know people who are everyday hustlers who are looking for really good products, high quality products that they can sell. And it's just a reality. And then what is private branding? The definition for private branding, it's also called white labeling, is when your product is sold under another business's brand name. So they buy from you, that business buys from you. And generally, when we sell our items, we brand them. We may have cards, we may have the envelopes, we may have the packaging, and everything is branded with Jewelry by BDK or whatever that business name is when someone buys something from us, right? In this case, we're selling it as a white label or with the opportunity for that business to private brand it, meaning that they will put their branding on our product. That's what they will do, but they're buying from you in bulk. So if they're buying 100 of your ethnic boho bracelets, right? And generally, when they're packaged up, my branding is on the ones that I sent out, right? Not unless what happened. A person asked me, "Hey, Miss Darlene, do you do where I can buy?" They didn't know that it was called white labeling or private branding. They didn't know that at the time. One of them said, "Well, hey, I want to buy from you, but I want to sell it under my brand name. Would that be okay?" So I explained to the person, "Oh yeah, that's called white labeling or private labeling. You are welcome to do that. Just remember that I still own the design. The design belongs to me, but you're welcome to buy the product and brand it under your branding." So that is how those two kind of came about. And this is real common in fashion, beauty, food, and it's really growing now in the jewelry industry. I mean, it's something that, a lot of people, if you're trying to elevate your business, you can really take advantage of this and like really make it grow. And you have to be selling wholesale. So if you're selling wholesale, right, versus retail. So you have 100 pieces that a business wants to buy from you. I want 100 of your pieces and I want to buy them at the private label offering, right? Versus 100 pieces selling them at retail. So now I have to find 100 people to buy 100 pieces, right? Or would I rather one person buy 100 pieces and then offer them the opportunity to brand under their name? I will always take the second choice. I will always go with, yeah, you buy 100, you brand, you have my permission, but not without, some agreements and things. Why offer private branding? New revenue streams. We are all looking for new revenue streams. We're not necessarily looking for passive revenue streams, but we are looking for new revenue streams. We all need some extra money coming in, and we all should be wanting to take advantage of what it is that we have to try to establish new revenue streams, right? Also, bulk or repeat orders. So, the bulk or repeat orders is because you're selling to them private labeling or white labeling, and you're saying to them, yep, you can buy this from me and you can put your own branding on it. So, when the product does well for them, they have to come back to you to buy that same product, right? Because it's sold, it did well for them. So now they need more. And it helps position you as a go to manufacturer or supplier for that particular product that sells well for them, right? And it also expands your reach beyond your own brand. And that's what we all want to do. We want to expand, we want to grow, we want to, get our product out there the best way that we can. And also, what to offer. You can offer signature pieces in neutral or customizable styles. That is all up to you. You can offer seasonal collections. That's up to you. Personalized packaging like tags, cards, boxes with their branding. So whoever that entity is, or store, or boutique, or museum, or whoever that is buying from you, what makes it even more attractive is because that you can personalize the tags, the cards, the boxes with their branding. So that gives you a leg up or an advantage over other vendors or sellers, right? Because that's like me. I don't do tags, cards, boxes, or anything. I don't customize any of that type of stuff like that. But there are those who customize things. They can customize those things. And not only will they get 100 bracelets or 100 pair of earrings, the packaging comes along with it with their branding information on it. So that makes you even more valuable to them, right? And the pieces should be display ready for the retailers when they get it. The less work is possible. So you're literally selling them a private labeled brand, a private labeled uh, items. They're private, but with their branding on it. So when the retailer receives the package from you, everything is personalized with their tags, their cards, their boxes, or whatever. If you offer that with their name, their business name, maybe their logo or whatever information that they want it to be included, right? And when they get it, it should be ready for them to put it on the shelf. Who to target? Boutique owners. We talked about that. We always talk about that. Boutique owners, amusement park shops, and people look past amusement parks. They look past museums and cultural institutions, and I don't know why people look past them. Maybe because they believe that they're hard to get into. No place is hard to sell to. No place is hard to sell to if the quality is there and if it matches their what they're all about, what their branding is, what they're selling, what they are all about. If your product communicates what they're communicating, why would they not want what you offer? Why would they not want that? And then also you could always do subscription boxes. That's something that you can put together. You can offer that as white labeling or private labeling. Subscription boxes, you can offer, hey, we have subscription boxes that we offer. We can customize these with your branding and like all that good stuff. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to offer. And also stylists, influencers, or merch based businesses, because people are always looking for high quality, really good products. It's almost like the news, and I think people think the news always has news, which they do, but the weekend news don't always have news. So the weekend journalists are always fishing around and searching around to try to find some type of news. That's why you'll see that many times they're in the field on the weekends covering community events, because they're a skeleton crew during the weekends, not during the weekday. And if you notice, the height of the news, like it's really, well, some of these are like 24 hours, so they always got stuff going on. But like local news, you'll see like with local news, especially on the weekend, they cover like a lot of community events because they always need some type of news. That's like with boutiques and amusement parks, museums, and stylists, influence. They need product. They need stuff. And why not you be the one that provide them with what it is that they need? And then let's go into the setup. What you need. Your top selling or most adoptable designs is what you are going to be pitching to folks. You're going to have a price list with wholesale and private label rates on it. You're also going to provide a simple intake form or questionnaire. You got to ask them questions. You want to fill them out. Hey, let this is the communication that goes on. Branding add-ons like packaging options, color palettes, style variations, and these are things that you communicate with the potential buyer. Because like initially with me, the question was, can I get a lot of the evil eye type bracelets? I just want them in all different colors. Oh, by the way, I would like some in like rainbow. Can you da 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 da? Absolutely, I could do that for you. But that was a conversation that had to be had between me and one of the buyers, and then me and another buyer. So, like I said, I have two people that buy from me like that. Private labeling, that's why I'm doing the video. I'm like, okay, I do this, and maybe somebody else may be interested in doing it. So here I am. Packaging and presentation. How would their branding show up on your product? That's a good question. And that's a conversation between you and the retailer. How would you like, this is what I offer. Is this acceptable for you? If not, what did you have in mind? Right? And if they say, oh, well, I kind of wanted it to have this, that, or the other, and I did want to have this. Oh, okay, that's customizable. I would be customizing that for you. There is an additional fee that comes with that. So you're not doing anything extra for free. So if you got 100 bracelets, and those 100 bracelets are, let's say, just bracelets that don't have charms. So the person or the retailer, potential customer says, oh, okay, well, I want 100 of those and I want them with a butterfly charm on them. Can you put a butterfly charm on each one of them? And then can you possibly put them in like the little small boxes, right? Now that's customizable because I don't have butterflies on these, nor do I package them in the small boxes. They come in the plastic bags with um, with the information in the inside, right? So you're going to communicate that, but then you're also going to say, okay, that is something that I can do, but remember that's customizable. And then there are extra fees that will go along with that. And then here are those extra fees. So those are things that you want to communicate. Those are branding add-ons, packaging and presentation. How would their branding show up on your product? We just talked about that. Options would be logo tags because they would more than likely send you their logo, their business name. They might even have jewelry cards. They might have branded boxes. They might have printed pouches, all that type of thing. But the only something that you would need from them is basically their logo. So if they already have jewelry cards and branded boxes and printed pouches and all that kind of stuff, they don't need you to package it up for them. But there are some that don't have all that, and they could just be, maybe just starting, or they just haven't got to that point where they brand this way. So they'll ask you, oh, okay, well, what type of branding can I get, or da 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 da, right? And then that's where you say, hey, well, I can do this, that, or the other, or I
Okay,
don't
so
do
with this one, I'm not going to even make a pair of earrings to go with it. The reason why I'm not going to make a pair of earrings to go with it is because I don't like the necklace. I'm having an issue with right up in here, so figuring out. I put the two little butterfly charms, hoping that that would close against this part up here good, but it didn't. So I think I probably need some smaller, maybe some smaller beads, like maybe these that I should have used, these little beads right here, or something like them that would fit close to. So when I make necklaces, I don't like all the extra space like right up in here. So I generally will put like coconut chips or some type of beads or something that will fill in this little extra space. So initially I put charms on here. So when I put the charms on here, I do like the way that the charms were hanging, but because the way the jump ring is on those particular charms, the charms are not going to hang right like I want them to hang once I put all the other beads on it, right? So it's just not going to look good. So now I got to figure out a way, because I'm not going to take the pendant apart. I love the pendant. I really like the pendant. So now the challenge for me is to figure out which one of these beads that I got up here, or do I got to go buy some beads that will lay flat, nice and flat against the bell right here, right? So you could see the butterflies are there, but even with that, they're having a hard time just kind of laying like they're supposed to lay once I put the beads on. So for me, when I make pieces like this, my thought is when someone buys this, I don't want them to have any challenges. I don't want there to be any type of issues. I don't want there to be anything going on to where they feel uncomfortable in the piece, or they feel uncomfortable in the piece, or they have to keep adjusting something, or something has to keep being moved around or something like that. I don't like that. So my thought is every time I make a piece, I try to make it, not try to, I make it with integrity. I make it with the potential customer in mind. Is this little part down here going to be a problem? More than likely it's going to be a problem because they won't stay right. The charms are not going to lay right. So my challenge again is to figure out which beads are going to lay comfortably right here. Keep the necklace in order, keep it organized like I have it organized once I start putting the beads on here. And the person, whoever buys the necklace, has no problem. All they do is put the necklace on, it lays beautifully from the pendant to every bead that I put on it. So for me, with this necklace, this is a fail. It's a fail also because I don't like the gold bead that I put right here. I thought that it would look nice, and then it kind of does, but maybe what's taking me off is this little part right here that's making me not like the necklace at all. And if you notice, I didn't put a jump ring. I mean, the jump rings or the closure on the end, only because I don't like it. So this is not going to be a absolute necklace. This one is considered to be a fail. So I'm not going to make any earrings to go with it or anything. And if I had to make some earrings, I was more than likely going to use these beads right here that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I was going to go ahead and mix them with these two beads right here. So this would have been for the earrings, but I'm not doing that because I don't like the necklace. I'm going to go ahead and take it apart. And when I decide to use the pendant again for something else, I will come back with another video. But this is a fail, so I'm going to take this one apart. And it does happen. Sometimes you can make some pieces and you just don't like them. I know for me, there's times I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it hangs. I don't like the way it fits. I mean, And for me, every bead and every piece has to be fitly joined together. It has to literally make sense. If it doesn't make sense to me, I'm not gonna, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. But anyway, darling, night for Joy by BDK. And guess what? We'll talk.